Live from a tiny couch.
All right, welcome to episode number 33 of the Sundowners Golf Club podcast. I'm Giovanni, I'm your host, and today we have a little bit of a different episode. We are live on Instagram right now. I'm here with OG Matt Hansen, live in studio in Switzerland.
Good to be here.
Thanks, Matt. And we're here with James Cavanaugh, one of the co-founders of the Sundowners Golf Club.
Hey, cheers, boys. Cheers. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to everybody.
So I hope this Instagram live thing works out okay. Totally brand new for us. But we had some fun stuff. James and I have been working on some fun stuff for next year's Summer League in 2026. We thought this would be a fun way to announce it. We got some big changes. I'm going to start with a small change, though. Anybody that has played in the Summer League or has listened to us complain about the Summer League or heard little whiffs of how the Summer League goes, one thing that you know happens is complaints about pops, complaints about handicaps, complaints about people not posting. In fact, I'm sitting next to the sheriff himself, James. He's usually the first thing he does in the morning when he knows somebody plays a round of golf is he checks to see if they posted their score.
Pop police, baby.
Yes, James is the pop police. So we're going to implement what we're calling an 8-round rule. And essentially what we're doing there is we're giving an incentive to post more scores. So the rule is this. You need to have 8 rounds posted by the time the season starts. So June 10th is when the season starts. If you don't have 8 rounds posted, then you have to play to less than your handicap. In the USGA app, there's a handicap allowance button that allows you to pick what your allowance is. It's increments of 5 percentage points. So if you have 0 to 1 round posted by June 10th, you have to play to 60% of your handicap. Follow along, pretend like you're at 10 handicap, and you show up to the course and you only have 1 round posted, you're playing as a 6 handicap. If you have 2 to 3 rounds posted, you're playing to 70% of your handicap. 4 or 5 rounds posted, you're playing to where we at 80%. 6 or 7 rounds posted, you're playing to 90%. And when you finally hit 8 rounds, you get to play to 100% of your handicap. So, season opens March 1st. If anybody's listening, you should tune in to our March 1st opening day event. That's going to be a fun one. But between March 1st and June 10th is, in my opinion, plenty of time to get 8 rounds posted and played. And if you don't, you're not completely, totally penalized. You just have to play it a little bit below your handicap. What are your thoughts, boys?
I mean, the idea being we're all busy, but if you don't come into the league with some sort of handicap that's representative of what you're playing at, it kind of screws people up, you know? It messes around with the scores a little bit, but everybody can do it. It's not that big of a change. It just incentivizes people to show up and be ready to play, essentially.
If we were going to name names, I would name Dave, but I won't name names. But there are some Sundowners that...
It's okay, he's not listening.
There are some Sundowners who have rounds from like 2023 still in there. So I don't think this is a severe penalty. If anything, I'm sure it's on everybody's... what do they call them? New Year's resolutions to play more golf. So here you have it. Play more golf, post the scores. And what we really want is just accurate handicaps. I don't think we're calling anybody sandbaggers here. We're just saying that when we show up and I say I'm an 8.4 handicap, that I have the rounds to back it up. So that's what we got for the main announcement. James, you want or the first announcement? You want to take us on to the main announcement?
Main announcement, yeah. So we're trying to mix up the Summer League a little bit here, and we're going to be playing a few different formats. We're going to keep some in there that we know and love, but we're going to be separating up a little bit into more of a team aspect, having franchises, having singles matches, to bring back the spirit of what we did. We did the Ryder Cup season, so it's a conglomeration of a few things.
Yeah, so the big introduction for next summer season is we are introducing 4 franchises into the mix. Okay, so we're going to have 4 teams that are going to be competing against each other for a team championship going into the new season. Each of the teams are going to have 4 players on them. So again, we have 16 players in the Summer League, and we're going to have 4 teams, each with a playing captain. So the captains will be decided by a vote among all of the Sundowners members. 4 people named most will be awarded captains and assigned to one of these franchises. And then a week before the season starts, so on June 3rd, we will do a live draft where we'll draft the remaining players.
The best part about this is you're not just playing for yourself. There's still going to be single aspects to the team points, but you're going to be playing for your team as well. So we'll have 2 winners in our regular season. We're going to have a team winner, and we're going to have a singles winner. And it just brings back a little bit of that team aspect, like we said. Now, the captains are going to be picked, and you're going to be able to have sub captain, and then draft your players.
Yeah, there's going to be you might be thinking, those of you that are playing in the league might be thinking, well, this is dumb. I don't want to play in teams. I want to be the individual winner. There's still going to be an individual piece to it. That's kind of been the main kind of cornerstone for Sundowners since it started. So the way it'll work, and we'll go through exactly how it'll work. This is going to be released as a full podcast. So, but there will be an individual leaderboard that will be changing throughout the whole season. How you play each week is going to impact where you live on that individual leaderboard. There will be the final week of regular season will be week 8, and that'll be the team championship. And we're going to have a prize for the team that wins, cash prize, and some other fun stuff in mind. Also, we have Matt here, which is Matt's here in Switzerland, so we're happy to have him. But he's here to give us his color as he hears it, because he's an original Sundowner. He's kind of lived it and breathed it. So what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, I love it. I mean, you still keep the team aspect, because that's been an aspect that's been a part of Sundowners since its origins. I mean, it rotated, but I think, you still have that individual aspect as well. But I think just solidified teams on a weekly basis, that's really cool. I really like that.
Now, we did do the team thing a couple years ago. We did closer to Ryder Cup. In fact, we went kind of all in on the Ryder Cup piece. We did 2 different teams. We did some alt shot. We did some best ball. We did all that. And I think it got mixed reviews. Maybe my own personal feelings on it was it kind of fizzled out. I think as we got closer to the club championship, and everybody wants to win the club championship. That's like the Stanley Cup of what we do. So it seemed like as the season went on, the novelty of the team piece kind of fizzled out, and really all we cared about was, the club championship. So I think with what we have in store is something that we can, I don't know, if you're having a bad season individually, it still gives you something to play for. And then vice versa, if you're maybe not bought into the team thing as much, or your team's not doing very good, the individual piece is still living and breathing in the background. So I think it's kind of the perfect blend to hopefully kind of keep everybody engaged. And who knows, maybe in a few years, this will be like the team championship will kind of take over the club championship. But they're both going to exist. The club championship will still live on. So yeah, I don't know. Do you want to walk through like the logistics of it?
Yeah, I mean, the idea being that when your captain is picked, we're going to provide you your name, your logo, and a few other things that we're working on. And then it's up to the team captain to draft players, kind of like NFL does. That'll be a fun part of it. We can jump into the logistics of it and talk about some fun things we've thought of.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna run through. Okay, so here's the logistics of how 2026 season will work. So we already talked about how we're going to get captains. Okay, so once we have 4 captains that are voted upon by the Sundowners members, they're going to be assigned a team, and we will announce team names and mascots at a later date. They're in the works right now. I think we're 97% there, but we'll announce those later. You'll be assigned a team, and then we're going to do a draft. And so once the captains are voted upon, we're going to establish a draft order, and that order will be based on handicap. So the highest handicap captain will draft first, second highest second, so on and so forth. We're going to do a snake draft until all of the teams are fully rostered, and then at that point you have your team. So each team will have 4 players on it. There's going to be 2 trade windows throughout this season. The first trade window opens up as soon as the draft ends. And that trade window, again, we're drafting June 3rd, a week before the season starts. So that first trade window will be open for that entire week until the season starts. During that first trade window, any player on your team is eligible for trade, excluding the captains. The captains can't move teams, but you can make trades with any other team, any other captain, and it's always going to be a 1-for-1 swap. So as soon as the season starts, June 10th, we're going to have the first trade window closes. So the way the team piece is going to work is you're going to go head to head with another team every week. So I've built out a schedule. We're playing 6 weeks of round robin play. So which means for 4 teams, after 3 weeks, you'll have played every other team once. So we're going to do that twice throughout the regular season. So for weeks 1 through 3, Team A will play against Team B for the first week. They'll play against Team C the third week, Team D the fourth week. For those first 3 weeks, we're going to play 2v2 best ball matches. Okay, so bear with me. Follow me here. Let's say the 3 of us and my dog Knox are on a team, and I'm the captain. I'm going to say me and Knox are going to go 2v2, and I'm going to send James and Matt out 2v2. Team B's captain's also going to pick their pairings, okay? And then we're going to play these matches 2v2 best ball. It's just net stroke play. So we're all playing our own ball. Whichever team comes out on top wins that week. And as for team points, it's just like any other major sports league. We're not getting in the weeds with it. We're just saying, did my team win? Did we lose, or did we tie? If we win, we get 2 points. If we tie, we get 1. If we lose, we get 0. Very simple process. So when you see the leaderboards on Instagram, you're going to see they're going to pop up as Team Giovanni is 1-0-0, and then Team B is 0-1-0. Okay, so it's very simple. That's how we're going to track the team leaderboard. So after weeks 1 through 3, we're doing 2v2 best ball. After week 3 ends, opens up the first, or I guess the second trade window. So after week 3, the trade window opens up for a week, and the bottom 2 players on any team is eligible for trade. And it's the bottom 2 players based on individual standing. And we'll talk about the individual piece a little bit later, but for that week and that week only, you can kind of finalize your roster. You can make trades with your bottom 2 players with any other bottom 2 players. So leading into week 4, we're going to hit the second round of round robin, and we're going to now play 1 2v2 best ball match and 2 1-on-1 single stroke play matches. So that's kind of it's kind of cranking up the competitive knob a little bit.
And some strategy there too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
From the captain's perspective, who you send out against too, you know.
Yeah, you can imagine like weeks 1 through 3. You know, if there's a player that's not playing that well, you can kind of hide him a little bit. You might pair him up with your better player. But as we get into the later half of the year, you got 2 singles matches. You got to pick your 2 singles guys, and you only have one 2v2 best ball match. So then, and this is kind of the fast forwarded version, but once the regular season is over, and I'm going to do air quotes for that because that's week 6. Week 7 is going to be the semifinals. So then the semifinals will be after the season's over. All the teams are ranked based on their record. The first place team will be number 1 seed. Second place will be number 2 seed, so on and so forth. So week 7 will be semifinals. Number 1 seed will play the number 4 seed. Number 2 seed will play the number 3 seed. One added wrinkle for the playoffs is we're going to do the same thing, 2v2 best ball, and then 2 1v1 matches, but we're also going to add another match, which is all 4 of your team's aggregate score versus the other team's aggregate score. Again, everything we're playing is net stroke play. Everybody's playing their own ball. Everybody's posting a score. So that's how the semifinals will go. Winners will advance to week 8, which will be the team championship. Once the championship is done and we find out who the winner is, there's going to be a team prize and to be determined on that, on exactly how we're going to allocate that. But there'll be a cash piece to it. And then also my vision is something that will last, that can be passed on year to year. So that's the team piece.
Yeah, the cool part about the team piece too is that it can carry on, right? So you may have a captain that you loved this year that you want to vote in next year, and then that guy can be the running captain. And maybe the format changes a little bit on what we play, but imagine a world where, let's say, OG Matt moves back to the USA, let's all hope. He is captain this year, and I'm like, man, I want him to be our captain next year. and he could have a running tally of how many, captaincies he's had and how many team wins he's had. So you have all these elements that we're throwing in there. It's no different than a little bit of what's happening in golf at the moment. We just want to own it and make it our own. But the coolest part is we're focused on, the singles aspect is never going to change. But the team aspect is what brings people together. Now we're not focused on as much pops and people can have more fun. There's many things to think about when you get out there. I know that pops is a huge thing when we move into our rounds. And so this is our way to kind of make it a little bit more fun. I don't know. We are still going to have pops. Giovanni has the dial in on that, right?
Yeah.
So there will still be that, and that's why it's so important to play your rounds before you get to the season. I think this is just going to be a fun way to introduce a lot of things that we've already been doing and bring it kind of full circle.
So I'm gonna sit over here for a little bit. I do want to field some comments that we've had here from the Instagram Live. First comment that came up was we had Braden Allmeyer. Braden and Monty are kind of mainstays of our spring and fall classic. He said, "Dave, post your score." So now we are naming names. Dave Primus, post your score.
Braden is 6'7", so he means it when he says it.
Braden said, if you play 12 and play over the handicap, Braden, I don't know what you're talking about, so maybe text me separately on that one. We got Joe Cockner Real Estate is saying, you guys locked in on league members? Are you taking new or additional players? So I think we should talk about that now, James.
Yeah, what a fun time. So the thing with Sundowners is the Summer League has been a catalyst for us to grow and build something that's more than golf. It's a community, right? And we always want people to join us. The logistics of doing that on a Tuesday night becomes very difficult. Now we've expanded to 16 people, and I can tell you when I'm booking the rounds, whether it's me or G, it's increasingly getting harder to book those tee times. All the other courses in Tri-Cities know about the Sundowners, and they're introducing things that we've done, like sixes. Funny that they're all doing sixes now. We didn't invent it, but we're taking ownership of it. And so how do we expand from here? How do we keep our core group alive, and how do we move forward? We have an answer for this, and I don't know how far I want to go into it, but it's pretty exciting, I think.
So I'm off camera, but I'll chime in and say that with what we're introducing for the 2026 season, we have a plan in mind for a pipeline that will allow people to play their way into the league and potentially play their way out of the league. It sounds drastic, and it's not. What we have in mind isn't as drastic as it sounds, but nothing will be changing in terms of roster yet this year. As of right now, we have 16 people that are in for the 2026 season, but we're hoping to have a way to play into the league and potentially expand for 2027. So I see Matt doing some what is that? Roofs on fire? What is that?
Breaking out. It's not that crazy, but it is going to happen. I mean, the end result being is, how do you grow something without keep evolving? Right? Our answers for this have been the tournaments, and people love the tournaments. From a management and operational perspective, we have to do something. We want people to play too, right? So we're all just a bunch of hacks that are doing this for fun and growing into something that hopefully we can look down the road 20 years from now. I know I sat next to this guy at Applebee's 6 or 5 years ago, and we're all just giggling at the thought of like making this into something, and it's just become what we've made of
Which it has become huge. So
we have Matt Caldwell has tuned in on StreamYard. Matt, are you mic'd in?
I'm mic'd in, baby.
All right. What are your thoughts, Matt? We got the my co-host here.
This is sick. I love this. I've been kind of on edge. I knew something was coming down the pipe. I wasn't quite sure how much was going to change, but this is cool. I like this. I like this a lot. And to be honest, the relegation promotion aspect, I mean, I think I like that even more, honestly, when that gets instituted. I mean, that really puts you on the spot of everybody's favorite part of this whole thing is getting to championship weekend, man. So if you're not playing, you're not showing up, you're not doing the things, I don't know. Good luck finding an Airbnb.
And Matt, as you know, I mean, relegation idea isn't a new concept. I mean, the European leagues have been doing it for years, and it adds just an extra level of urgency. Am I going to go down? Am I going to go up? I mean, it's exciting. Maybe it's up to the fans, but you want to get to the highest league, and if you're not competing well, or if you don't deserve it, then you're going down. And I think that's really exciting.
Matt's an EPL fan, and I hate the team that he supports, but it's okay. But
They're not close to relegation. We'll say that. They're not close to relegation.
I know, but the best part about a relegation in English Premier League is that a pub team that plays every night on a Wednesday can work themselves up to playing against Manchester United or whoever it may be. That's amazing. You know how awesome that is? So it's hard not to speak about what's coming down the pipeline. But what it means is more people included, but it also means that we're not losing the core of what we're doing. It's up to you now to decide what piece you want to fit in. And we can think of another way to do it.
Well, I'll say why it's hard to talk about is because the only hard part is like the logistic piece of it, right? And that's the part we haven't really ironed out yet. So I do think specifically with the way we're kind of envisioning 2026 going, kind of allows us a certain avenue for potentially expanding the league. And when I say that, saying potentially having a second league that can kind of happen, that can go on at the same time as our league. And that would be kind of you can almost think of it as a feeder league in a way, but there's a lot of logistic pieces we have to iron out before we get there. But I do want to use this also as a shameless plug for the fact that we have our GYN membership, because we had, I think, 28 GYN members sign up for the Sundowners Golf Club. And I think that is, when we're talking about relegation, I'm hoping that by the time we get to a relegation, we're going to have a pretty good membership within the Sundowners Golf Club, so that, you might get relegated from the Summer League, but you're still a Sundowner at the end of the day. And we're going to, hopefully have more events for the Sundowners GYN members. And so, yeah, I think there's a lot to iron out before we really go over any details there, because quite frankly, we don't know them. But that's kind of where we want to go, and I think it'd be fun.
Well, and also we have a lot more events this year. I mean, we're going to keep our standard as a spring classic and our fall classic. I'm secretly working on doing a round under the lights at Golfland, and they're really excited about that. They're just figuring out how many lights we can have out there for light pollution with the airport. But imagine, an 18-hole round par 3, and you get to hole 9, and then you come through, you get some beer and tacos from Tony's Tacos, and then you carry them with your next 9, and then we just have like a party out there.
Yeah.
So is that breaking news? That's not so secret
Breaking
anymore.
news.
I mean,
Breaking news.
It's been quietly under the works.
that would be awesome.
The idea has been getting kicked around for
That
a
would
long
be really
time.
I want to be the first group to do an under the lights round. I don't want glow balls. I don't want any of that shit. I want
Don't count for the balls, by the way. Aggressive.
graphic.
Yeah, well, there you go. You heard it here first, Kraz. Your hole in one doesn't count.
But I mean, how fun would that be? It's just another additive bonus to get people involved, and that's going to be open to everybody and anybody. Bring your kids, whatever you want to do. But where I was going with this is we're stacking up a couple different events now. We've got the GYN memberships, which has been growing. That'll grow more this year. And we've got our 2 tournaments and then a few in between, like our March 1st rounds. And then the other thing that we're going to kick up this year is our socials. Tap and Barrel is going to be our home base for that. And we're going to try and do a social every month.
Every month.
That's a great spot for that. It's perfect.
So while we're on that topic, another benefit of signing up with the Sundowners for a GYN membership, it's more expensive than any other membership in town, and I'm aware of that.
But who else gets hats or merchandise with that membership?
Right. So we're going to be doing, at the very least, a hat when you sign up. But what we're going to do this year is, in addition to the monthly socials, you're going to get a card when you sign up. It'll be your gin card. And so far locked in is you're going to get some sort of discount at Tap and Barrel. So it's going to be kind of like a Mug Club membership. So you'll get a Mug Club membership at Tap and Barrel.
Legit.
And then for the Pick Me Up coffee, you're going to get, I think right now it's $1 off your drinks. So if you sign up with the Sundowners on March 1st.
Hey, this economy, that makes
That's right. So and we're working on other partnerships with other places in town to where when you sign up to get your handicap through us, it's all online. You get all these other perks. You can also go and get discounts around town.
We've got Bombing Range locked in for that now.
Farm Range Brewery, right?
Farm Range Brewery. And I'm working with 3 golf courses to say, hey, can the Sundowners get a discount? It's looking pretty good on that. So anybody that does have a gym membership already, we'll send those out to you. There'll be nice cards with your name on there, and they'll know what that means. So anything we do, it's over the top usually. So
That's the whole point.
it'll be fun.
Now to bring us back to the 2026 season, I don't want the individual piece to get forgotten. So in the past, what we've done is every week you are paired with somebody and you play some sort of a 2-person format. And then depending on how you and your partner do is how the points are allocated. Now this year with the team piece, you're going to be playing head to head with another team, which is why it's important that we're not doing match play this year. We're still playing our own ball. So if you're playing best ball, you're still posting your own score. And if you're playing a singles match, you're still posting your own score. So at the end of every week, each person's net stroke play score is going to determine how many points they get from an individual standpoint. So there's going to be 1st through 16th place every week, and we're going to divvy up points every week for that. So while this team piece is going on, there's also going to be an individual leaderboard to showcase essentially who's playing the best compared to their handicap. So everything is going to stay the same in that regard. So at the end of the year, we're going to have an individual winner, which we are going to commemorate more than we have in the past. In the past, we just give out strokes and we just kind of move on to the club championship. This year, we will have a cash prize for whoever the individual winner is. And we still are going to do the individual starting strokes for the club championship. So again, for anybody out there that's rolling their eyes, that's like, man, I don't like this team piece. You still have something to play for. We're still going to, week 8, we're still going to give out a cash prize to the individual winner before we get to the club championship. But I just don't want anybody that's part of the Sundowners thinking that, this team, we're completely moving over to the team piece. We're not. The team piece is something that we're just hoping to add a little bit of competitive juice.
It's a nice little bonus, I would say.
Yeah, something to play for, right? I mean, how many times throughout Sundowners, I guess I can't speak from experience because I'm usually on the top half of the leaderboard, but usually there's a point where you're kind of mathematically eliminated. And you're kind of, whether you just like going or you're just going through the motions, there's always that point where you're kind of like, well, it doesn't really matter how I do this time. There's a chance now that, essentially every team is still in the mix until week 7, right? So even if you're the last place team, you can still show up week 7 and have a chance to win it. So I'm hoping this provides a little bit of competitive juice and quite frankly, I think there's a lot of fun stuff we can do with each team. I'm not saying we're giving every team complete free reign because we're establishing the franchises, we're establishing the logos, and we're gonna. I've got a shirt press and a hat press sitting right next to me, so we can make merch for everybody as they come. But I'm kind of picturing my team like just choosing our aesthetic, choosing our team uniform.
Yeah.
And we can all go buy. For me, I hope we all buy Lululemon quarter zips and we put our logos on them. So there's some flexibility and
Big Lululemon guy.
there's some fun we can have with.
Hey, how can I make sure I'm on that team?
Well, if you're voted captain, I hope you draft me.
Well, if you go back to the beginning of Sundowners, we decided that'd be fun to show up in team uniforms. They got a little hairy
It's
sometimes.
nice not having to buy a new outfit
Right.
every Tuesday.
Right.
Go down to Walmart, scramble, and try to find something. to match.
Few outfits that stick out in my mind, and I wish we could share a picture of this, was Giovanni's yellow short Daisy Dukes with his boots. That sticks in my mind. The other one that showed up was Coach Mike Neithold and Hope Neithold. Shout out to them. They're in Arizona.
Shout out to the
playing golf.
Bombers.
Shout out to the Bombers. They showed up in full football gear. we've had some great
Full Mariner gear.
full Mariner gear. We
Brandon
had that.
Flood.
Yeah.
We had some Wayne's World going on. I think that was you and Hope, right?
Little Wayne's World. We had George Washington
That's
Uh,
right. That's right.
last year.
July 4th kind of.
We sat on those. We sat on those costumes for 2 years.
Yeah.
They didn't show up in time in 2023.
We're gonna help standardize the look and feel for what your team is doing, but also take ownership of the name and the quality of it. But we're gonna give you a start, right? And so that'll make it easy for everybody because I think back when we started this, we all had a little bit more time. COVID was happening, so everybody got behind it. Dave specifically was like, dude, when are we going to move away from the costumes? And I was like, I get that. I get it. I get what he was saying.
Dave is getting some shade tonight.
Well, no. This isn't shit.
Well, I think it's because you had to wear a skirt at one point, right?
It's probably Dave's idea, honestly.
He wore it amazingly. But I mean, I think if we can, get it started for people, you'll have your team colors, you'll have your team name. Not everybody's going to like them. That's fine. But you're able to take ownership.
I mean, that was like the Wild West days, but now it's way more legit. And like, you got, way more legit.
Yeah, we're trying to run a business here,
Yeah.
At the note, Giovanni did make a comment about him being in the championship. I just want everybody to know he did pay. He did leave his car somewhere, and he had to pay in his winnings.
Instead of this big old check that he won, right?
There is an Instagram post out there of me taking my $400 winner's check and handing it over to the tow truck driver.
If anybody has that tow truck, please post it on the Instagram right now. Tag it, and I will share it. It's amazing.
Give me one of those big ones. I don't care.
In my defense, before we even left Suncadia Resort, I just handed my keys off right away. That was right after I gave my speech.
That's right. Don't drink and drive.
I said, "This is to Matt Hansen," as I'm drinking beer out of the cup, and I just gave my keys up that moment. So I did not park in that spot. I did know that there was a farmer's, what is it, a farmer's market in Cle Elum, which.
But hey, shout out to you. You didn't drive home.
That's right. That's right.
I drove them all home.
I missed out on playing Tumble Creek with Hope and Tom that day because of it, but you live and you learn.
Shout out to Hope and Tom just traveling the globe and playing golf. They're in Arizona right now. I hit up Tom, and they've got a nice little roster going on. Speaking of Suncadia, I mean, we've said it a million times in the chat. So if you're not aware, we're going to do
more breaking news.
Breaking news. We're going to do the championship at Suncadia again.
Oh,
we're going to run it back.
Let me break some more news. Tee times are already booked.
Oh,
Tee times are already booked, guys. We got
that's exciting.
We've got and we got 3 people listening live here, but
shout out to those 3 people.
Who are they? Shout them out.
It's so we got we had Quinnell tuning in, Wine Valley tuned in, Jake Kirkpatrick tuned in.
Hey, big ups to Quinnell. We need to make BlackRock a thing. I see you over there. Sorry I didn't make it out. And Quinnell, you're always welcome to come play. You've not played in any tournaments, so we're offended. But
Quinnell, if you're still on, Quinnell, we actually had. I didn't realize you and Levi Dronin are loosely related somehow. We just had him on the podcast. Oh, we got Dan Lingy tuning into StreamYard. We're going to pull him in.
Let me tell you a little bit about Dan Lingy.
Dan, did you wear your backpack for the episode?
Yeah, man.
Is Dan tuning in?
He's tuned in right now on StreamYard.
Is he going to be able to speak?
Is this the backpack story?
Oh, there we go. No,
story.
We can't tell the backpack story on the podcast, but
it's kind of like a towel story, but a little bit more.
Hey. All right, no backpack story deal.
No backpack story yet, but Dan, if you ever get a chance, pipe in, buddy. I'm glad to have you on.
I'll tell you later.
Now back to Quinnell though. We had Levi Dronin on the podcast yesterday. Just got released this morning. Awesome story. I've known Quinnell forever. I met Levi a couple years ago, but it's just funny how small this world is. That me and Matt Caldwell both knew Levi from separate avenues, and he knows Quinnell. I played hockey with Quinnell for a long time. Dan, are you there? Oh, we got Kraz tuning in now. So Kraz, I know you're tuning in live. Matt made it clear that glow ball hole-in-ones do not count. So we announced that your hole-in-one does not count. Anyhow, moving on. Kraz says, change your face, Matt.
Can't do anything about that, Chris.
All right, so we are playing at Suncadia. We're playing Rope Rider. on Friday, which is August 7th, I believe, for the championship, and then we're gonna do Prospector for the final round on Saturday. This is something that has not been fleshed out. This is more of a shower thought, but rope
Shower thoughts.
Rider has a little like 3-hole kind of practice area right by their clubhouse, and so I'm gonna loosely promise that we're gonna have like a skills competition on the Friday before we play our round
I
at
think
club
we put-
championship.
I think we put Seth in charge of that. He's big into dice, big into gambling, big into these games. I think he'd be the perfect guy.
Anything like a big break kind of thing, like a big flop shot or like breaking a
Flop
pane
shot, breaking glass would be
glass. That would be cool.
Mhm.
All right, let's do that. I love that.
That'd be sweet, actually.
Okay, so another announcement, I guess, and I don't know if anybody's going to be listening to this piece, but so I ended up
There's more
booking.
people that are.
So right now I have 24 tee times booked on Friday and Saturday. So we have 16 golfers, but what we're essentially doing is allowing anybody else that wants to be. Oh, Tyler's trying to call in right now. Sorry, Tyler, you're disrupting our audio here, buddy.
Send him a blizzard.
Yeah.
So essentially, anybody that wants to come and be a part of our, Tyler.
Stop calling, please.
Tyler's losing his mind right now.
He's trying to get on the horn.
Well,
I know
you,
Tyler's listening live, so he knows he's ruining the podcast right now.
First and only time he's listening.
You can put him on the horn and do that. Put him on loudspeaker.
Okay, we'll give it a try.
Yeah,
but
put
either
him
way,
on
so
so we can hang up on him.
okay, so we have 24 tee times booked, which means that anybody that wants to be involved in just playing Suncadia, being involved in the club championship, we have spots for everybody. But it is booked. It's locked and loaded. It makes me think of when the last time we were at Suncadia. That was the year I won, right? Yeah. But coach, Hope's dad coach, Mike Neidhold came. We had one person who couldn't make it, so we brought him with us to fill up the tee times, and he had a speech written for us on the first tee, and it's just something I'll never forget, that moment.
Makes one to run through a brick wall.
Yeah, I got a sticker on my desk somewhere here. It's the frog that he hands out to all of his football players for Richland High School. Just fun moments.
It was
So
amazing. His whole idea behind that was if you only had 5 minutes, if you only had 5 minutes with your friends or 5 minutes left, what would you do? Remember these 5 minutes. The importance of this is just community and having fun with your friends. So he brought it back to home base. I'm ready to go to war. And next thing you know, I'm like holding back a little bit of tears, like, what is happening right now? So shanked ball to the right, that's fine. Still made part in the first hole. But you know, what a guy. I mean, Mike is breaking news. Mike is going to head up or help us with our kids clinic, which is something that
That's huge. That's
you know,
huge.
we've been toying around with it for the last couple of years. But you know, there's only so much time and things that we can do. Mike's been doing this for a long time, and he is super passionate about helping out with our kids clinic that we eventually want to get rolling. So when that comes,
I mean, just huge for the community.
Yeah.
As a whole. I mean, that's huge. That's awesome.
yeah,
well, not to get wishy-washy about all this, but that's kind of the whole point of what we're doing
Mhm.
is
To give back.
just like it's just a community piece, and that's been a huge piece of the gin membership that I was excited about. Was I go back to when I was first getting into golf and trying to figure out how to get a handicap, and it's just a little bit like the hurdle of entry is
And you don't really feel involved in the club unless you're like a member or something, or the men's club or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't really feel like a part of community like you do with this.
I remember just like literally struggling with trying to find out how do I get a handicap, and I find out you have to like go in somewhere and sign up, and that's just kind of it's just a lot. And you're
you
right.
get a free hat.
Like we signed up you and Joel signed up for Wine Valley because I think it was the cheapest one in town. At the
And we played
time,
there a lot too, so we thought, oh, it'd be cool, to support them.
Yeah.
We didn't show up for any of the.
yeah, you're not like a member
No,
or anything. And I signed up for Horn Rapids because at the time they gave you a free round of golf, which was honestly shout out to them. That's like a perfect way to do it.
it
But
was the best deal. It was I think it's $65. You get a free free round. You get some I think it range too with that, and then you get a
Rainbow.
discount on their tournaments. That's
Yeah.
I've always played at Horn. Shout out Horn.
now
Yep.
that's aside from the free round. I mean, that's pretty much what you get anywhere. And so that's that back to the community piece. That's where like I'm trying to make it just a little bit different than everywhere else. Where and you sign up to be a Sundowner, you get the shirt, you get the hat, you get the monthly social, but I just want to set it apart from others to where when you sign up to be a Sundowner, you get to actually be a Sundowner, and we're gonna lean into it. So every month we're gonna meet up somewhere and we just hang out,
Hey, I'll be
talk
signing up
about
again.
whatever.
I'll be signing up again across the pond.
Yeah, Matt signs up in Switzerland. So if anybody else has a better excuse than that,
Maybe that's why my handicap seems a little bit lower than it should be.
yeah. Last time I looked, you got a good handicap,
You
Matt.
know, the courses aren't on there, but I try to make it as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to do that.
Hey, we got Gare Bear 29 signing up to Kaha director. Shout out to youth hockey here in Tri Cities.
Shout out, what is it? Desert Dogs going into another hockey tournament.
That's right.
Next week.
We're going to Jackson Hole on Monday.
Shout
Desert
out-
Dogs playing
Shout
against
out
Jackson
to my
Hole.
boy Burks. Not to
Burks will
forget
be there.
his,
Oh, we got to talk about Burks for a moment, guys. We got to talk about Burks for a moment. Garrett says, "Hey, long-time listener, first-time caller." So, Garrett, you might remember this, but we had a skate on Saturday, and Burks was there. Burks is a Desert Dog. We were 2 shifts in, and Burks just fires a puck right in the slot into his own goal.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of it. I've seen clips of it. He was trying to prevent me from scoring. He turns and swipes the puck and just fires it right in the middle bar. I've never seen that in person
Wrong
ever.
net, Berksy. Wrong net.
I didn't want to bring it up in the locker room because it was
little bar
it's
down.
embarrassing, but first time seeing that in real life, Berksy just fires at home. So Christy is saying, why didn't I get a shout out? Christy, I'm sorry. I don't, it doesn't say who's still on, but I see that you joined. Shout out to Christy.
Chrissy was playing supposed to come to the fall classic, right? Couldn't make no what? No?
I don't know that she was going to play in the fall classic. Christy, no offense, but you don't strike me as a person that is a golfer.
Oh, I was thinking of the 2 gals that signed up to play in our fall classic. They're
Oh,
from
right.
Seattle.
You're thinking of Miranda, and I can't remember Miranda's partner's name, but there was a couple of gals that were planning a kind of a girls trip to Walla Walla. One of them got hurt, and they'd even offered to send me a doctor's note, and I don't really know why, but I sent them their sweatshirts. I gave them half off and told them that we'll invite them to the next one.
Our refund policy is very lenient. So
Yes.
Yeah.
They weren't even asking for anything. They even said, like, you don't have to give us our money back. We're just bummed we can't go, but we can send you a doctor's
Well,
note.
shout out to them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Grow the game, you know.
what we should do is let's recap what we've got going on for the year, G. As far as tournaments and schedules and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I actually have an email going out to everybody on our email list tomorrow at noon with all of this stuff. But just
How do you
go.
get on the email list.
I'll put you on it.
It might be good for the listeners to know how.
You know what? We should add that. I'll add that to the website's work in progress.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can sign up for it. It'll
Okay.
be through MailChimp.
That's a really good idea. So
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
coming soon will be a way to get on our email list. Right now, there's like 108 recipients, so there's quite a few people on there. Essentially, anybody
I
that's
had to check my
played.
junk mail. Yes, I don't know. if I got it.
Actually, fair fact, I'm really glad you brought that up.
Thank you.
MailChimp have been using them for years. Sometimes those emails go in your junk. So check it out, throw them into your inbox.
Early on in the process, a lot of our emails were coming through junk because our domain was pretty new. I think that they wouldn't be doing that as much anymore since we've had the email for a couple of years. But yes, hopefully we'll have something on the website, sundownersgolfclub.com, where you can sign up to get emails. We don't send a ton of emails, so it's not like you're going to get a bunch of spam from
Can you
us.
get there through the Instagram?
There is a link to our website on our Instagram handle, Sundowners Golf Club. Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
Matt's asking all the right questions. So just a quick rundown. Brandon's asking, when are we getting Joel on the pod? That's a good question. Now, I am bringing all the podcast equipment with me to Jackson Hole. Matt Hansen and I are going to record with our, I think Matt Caldwell's still
We
planning
should
on
do that
tuning
with
in.
them prior to 3 in the morning, probably.
Yeah.
Right after 3.
Okay.
But we will be recording.
Sometimes after dark.
I will be recording a podcast. Our normal Monday pods will be live. We're still going to record that Monday. Joel is meeting us in Jackson Hole on Tuesday, so maybe we'll do a bonus episode on Tuesday.
Oh,
But to go through our schedule of events, like I mentioned earlier, March 1st, this is my plan for March 1st.
national holiday.
Everybody in Pacific Northwest knows that golf season starts March 1st. I've never been excited about that day necessarily.
I more kind of dreaded that day. It's like,
Sure.
all right,
You start
this is
posting.
gonna count now. No
So-
lift and plays, like it's the real deal.
Sundowners we're gonna start making that a national holiday, like Matt said. We're gonna celebrate March 1st. It's the first day we can post golf scores. So what we're gonna do, it's gonna be a very low key event. We're just gonna book a bunch of tee times, and if you want to play, you can come play. Let us know, and we're just gonna celebrate the fact that we get to post a round of golf. So March 1st is a Sunday this year. We're gonna play. I have it listed as Canyon Lakes Golf Course. We'll see where we'll end up playing. We'll make sure to let everybody know. But if you want to come play with us, it's just going to be play around a golf, post your score, have a couple beers after. We might throw a skins game in there. But anybody that comes and plays, if you want to sign up for your gin through Sundowners Golf Club, you're going to get 30% off. And you'll get all the same benefits. You'll get a hat, you'll get a shirt, you get all the good stuff. So we want to make that a national holiday. We want to celebrate that we get to post a score. And I hope all of the other, what do we have, 2 of the 16 Sundowners here, I hope the 14 others are just as excited to post so they don't get penalized at the start of the year.
I think we have to make November 14th a holiday too. It's the last day to post.
Brandon's saying March 1st, go golf day. Tell Trump to make it a holiday. So maybe we'll get on that. Thanks, Brandon. April 8th. So this is a 6th annual. This is an event that has not really been a Sundowners sanctioned event yet. And it's the Masters Par 3. This has been just something I've done just kind of on the side for years.
The Wednesday prior to the Masters.
Yep.
Like they do there.
Well, and hold on now. This was also a catalyst to why we started the Sundowners to begin with. So,
Right,
I mean,
right.
we had played, what was the year that we started?
The first year would have been 2021, April of 2021.
Yeah, 01, we played in that. And then we had such a good time that we're like, hey, we should probably do this more.
Yep.
And then we ended up playing at Columbia Point the next week, I think, or 2 weeks after, doesn't matter. And then we're like, man, we should actually like do this every single week because it sounds a lot of fun.
Yep.
I mean, it was the start of really.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that April 8th. That's the Wednesday before the Masters. And for anybody like Dave, I'm throwing his name out there again, and Seth. I'll throw Seth out there again. We're not changing. Regardless, okay, it's a tradition unlike any other, as Jim Nance would say. It gets played on a Wednesday. Matt's spilling beer in my office.
That's how they do it in Switzerland.
Yeah. So April 8th is a Wednesday. We usually try to play that like in the early evening because we're trying to get 9 holes in. And we usually have a full golf course. So Pasco Golfland will usually book the course out for us. We'll do a shotgun start. We'll get 36 plus people out there. We're gonna get we're gonna infuse a little Sundowners into this one though. This has admittedly been a very lazy tournament for me. It's just a fun thing to do. We hand out a green jacket and we move on. But we're gonna get it catered. We're gonna have some beer out there. We're gonna have some Tony's Tacos out there. We're gonna lean into a little bit. The registration cost won't be a lot. It'll be a relatively cheap one, but make sure you get your PTB request in early because you might have to leave work a couple hours early. If I remember right, we usually tee off around 4 or 5 on a Wednesday, so it is a work night.
Or just don't tell them, just leave. You know.
Yeah.
It's more important.
Do that.
Hey, Lingy's on the deck. Lingy.
Oh, there he is. Let me get you off mute here.
You guys are fucking awesome. From the Tacoma crew, I just want to be over near where you guys are because you guys have put out an absolute fucking bangerang of a group. I'm trying to commit to my wife to move over there soon, but I got a 99-year-old grandma that needs to die. But you know, God forbid, don't want that happening. But I will let you know. I'm going to be excited when I move over to over the east side.
Do you have your Sundowners golf bag handy? I want to see that thing.
I mean, he's got the hoodie on.
Oh yeah, well I see. I feel like I didn't know. Like I didn't like earn it though. That's my shit. Seth won it. Seth won that. Seth won that sleazy, nice little like bangerang of a deal.
Dan, you've always been a friend.
Look
of
at that
mine.
shit.
Dan, you've always been a Sundowner for life, whether you're playing the league or not. And you're like the best supporter ever, and we love you. And I mean, not see you as much.
Well, I mean, God forbid. I'm supposed to get snipped here soon. I'm not going to, but for that I will still be a Sundowner for the rest of my life, always and forever.
Once you're in for life.
Dan, you got to get your handicap to the Sundowners, get registered, and then we're gonna have you wind down. We'll have you out to Wine Valley, and that. Let me see. I gotta
Love
get
Wine
my-
Valley. Nice guys out there. Nice guys
I
out
know
there.
you do. I know you
Great
do.
track.
So we're talking about our events, Dan. So put this in your calendar. August 22nd.
April 8th. April 8th is my fucking birthday. It's
April-
it's like yeah.
Are you coming
I'm
over
an
to play?
Aries is what like freaky bitches used to say. It's Aries. It's like, oh, you're compatible with me. I was like, I don't fucking know what that means. But yeah, April 8th.
I hope there's an
It's my
explicit
birthday.
filter on Instagram Live
Dan
right now.
celebrating New Year's one day early.
Dan, it's good to see you, buddy.
I'm always celebrating New Year's, bro.
You look good in the
James,
hoodie.
how you
What's-
been, man? I miss you, bro. You're the fucking man. Keep doing creative shit like you're doing. I love you.
Dude.
Never stop.
You're the best. Dan, I got invited to
Hey,
go
Dan.
play.
Giovanni, hey, bro, I smoked a cigar with you, and I was a little bit
That's right.
tuned up after the 18th on Wine Valley. I think I met
Wine
the whole
Valley,
crew.
that's right.
I apologize about that. But
No,
I was playing
you
pretty
don't have
good.
to apologize.
Pretty
man.
good.
You had,
And
you
then
had
it
some
all went to hell. A handbasket. Yeah. Well, mad love, guys. I'll support you no matter what. Gang, gang.
I love it, Dan. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna put another kid down, but I'll be back here shortly. James, I love you,
All right.
homie.
We're
Love
gonna keep
buddy.
you tuned in. All right, so I'm glad Dan brought it up.
It's a great
So
transition.
we're gonna keep going through
Dan's
our.
still speaking, I think.
Oh. No, that's it's a little delayed on
G
Instagram.
muted it.
Little delayed on Instagram.
Dan's a gangster. Dan is a gangster. I just really quickly, I met Dan through Seth. I was last on the roster to go to Banana Dunes. Admittedly, played the worst golf of my life. The week before I went to Banana Dunes, I had an injury on my elbow from.
You
down
always
on
get
my
hurt
biking.
before meaningful golf.
I know.
Excuses.
I know.
Right? The worst golf I've ever played in my life. And he's like, you're gonna buy anything? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy anything. So I want to come back and play good. So 2 years later, I went back and shot 3 rounds, sub 80. I was like, okay, I'll buy
Is that good? It's like I earned it.
You tell me.
But Dan's a legend, great
Shout
supporter.
out Dan.
Yeah, someday we'll put the explicit filter on and we'll listen to the backpack story. It's truly a story of a lifetime.
People want to hear that.
It's a story of a lifetime.
It's a legendary story.
Now, if we're talking about doing kids camps, though, I just don't know if we
Oh.
can. We can't let that one fly quite yet. So, yeah, maybe we'll get like a Sundowners After Dark podcast going or something.
Matt,
You gotta tune in on Patreon. You gotta pay to see that.
Yeah, that one will be behind the paywall. Oh man, that's so good. All right, let's keep going through. Keep going through the events. Brandon says we got to get Dan a regular on the pod ASAP. So you know what? While we're talking about it, you know what? There's a little button I've been dying to click to where we can have a paywall behind our podcast. Maybe we just need to have a separate podcast, Sundowners After Dark. We can let the cuss words fly. We can let the stories fly. You got to pay $5 a month. Who knows? I don't know. We have six. We have. In fact, we'll just do this live.
I think we're just gonna let it. I think you gotta let it flow.
We have 629 listens since we started.
Hey.
So
Can I be honest? How many 12-year-olds are gonna listen to,
Yeah,
and
How many 35-year-olds are gonna listen?
but also, how many 12-year-old parents are going to listen and say, "I'm not trusting my kids with those guys at a kids camp"? Okay,
But you know who?
there's a
can
balance.
trust?
There's a balance.
Mike Neithold.
exactly.
We
Mike
can't trust
Neithold.
him.
That's right.
It's
That's right.
transparency,
Kids.
you know? It's
Yeah.
kinda a little bit
I'll tell you this. My daughter listens to this podcast. Okay, she's got a running tally. I don't know if Matt's
Gianna,
still on
cover
it.
your ears.
She's got a running.
Definitely.
She's got a running tally on how many cuss words Matt has said on this podcast. So we're going to keep it high and tight. We're going to keep it high and tight. But let's keep going through our events. Okay, so April 8th is the Masters event. I want to. It's a par 3 course. We play 9 holes. It's a shotgun start. We can fill that thing to the brim. It doesn't take very long to play. Come on out and play. We're gonna do this one right. Like I said, this has been kind of a lazy one for me. In the past, I haven't even had like an entry fee. We just show up, pay your fee, and we hand out a green jacket. So we might ramp it up a little bit, make it more of an experience. So come out for that one. We have the Spring Classic, May 30th. There was some talk about changing that date due to Labor Day, but maybe I'll leave this up to like the listeners. We have 6 people live right now. Labor Day is the Monday before May 30th. Does that count as Labor Day weekend?
Well, let's rewind a little bit. We did the Spring Classic for the first time last year, and we did it on Mother's Day. Which, here's the deal: whatever date we pick is not going to be anybody's favorite date because there's going to be so many people worried about it. Now we picked what, May 30th. That's Labor Day.
May 30th is the weekend after Labor Day. Labor Day is the Monday before that.
My question is, a lot of people plan for that. It's right before like school gets out. What's a good date? I mean, ultimately, we just have to pick a date and roll with it.
I think we've already picked a date and rolled with it. Now, you had mentioned to me we got to reevaluate because of Labor Day, and I'm looking at the calendar, and I'm just speaking for Giovanni here. If I'm making Labor Day plans, I'm making it the weekend before May 30th because I'm going to have that Monday. So part of me thinks May 30th is a good day for that because of the weekend after.
I think that no matter what we do in the spring, regardless, we're always going to have a little bit less numbers because just life and people traveling.
Mhm.
The thing that makes Fall Classic so great is we do it in November, and it's like, well, everybody's kind of settled in, everybody's getting the holiday season. There's a little bit
Right.
more room to plan ahead, and I think we may just have to roll with roll with what we
You know,
give.
You gotta make plans.
Brandon
Yeah.
says on live, he says, let it rip May 30th. Jason also says May 30th. May 30th it is.
Lock
If you
it.
guys have Labor Day plans, then
Influ-
sorry, you're going to miss out. Okay. So we've got May 30th is the Spring Classic. We're going to let that one ride. I don't have a course determined on that one yet. I'm leaning towards Columbia Point if we're doing local, but somebody had, Austin Didier had said, what about Wild Horse? And Wild
What
Horse,
about Wild Horse?
Wild Horse. So
That
so
could be.
I'm gonna go back to last year's Fall Classic. We had a lot of people from out of town that came and played, and some of them were staying at Wild Horse.
I mean, make a weekend out of it.
Exactly.
Stay there on site.
I
be
think
perfect.
Wild Horse opens the doors for a lot of people that aren't local
Yep.
to say, "Hey, I'm gonna go book the weekend at Wild Horse." So, just for anybody listening, right now, I'm leaning towards Columbia Point for a local option, or Wild Horse. Wild Horse would be a lot of fun.
Destination
The
location.
one
Yep.
thing that we've thought about, we did it at Horn Rapids. We did the Fall Classic at Horn Rapids because they're so good to work with, right? We get to own
Yeah.
the course. We get to have our own after party, and I think that
Great smash
I
breakers.
think
Yeah.
I think like when we're planning these things for going back to operations, it's like what are they allowing us to do? How can we make it our own? Because if we have to be in a box, to me that sucks. But
Mhm.
those two options that you said are great. I would totally go to Wild Horse. It's an ask for people to travel there, but there's a ton of options. So I guess we just have to explore that and
Yeah.
see what they said.
We'll have something ironed out by the end of January for sure. So if you are on our email list, we'll make sure to get that out. And of course, just like we do every year with these tournaments, we blow them up on social media. Continuing down the event list, just for the summer leaguers or anybody following the summer league, we're kicking that thing off June 10th is week 1. Then the final week will be July 29th. August 7th and 8th, I think I have on our website 8th and 9th, so I might have to get that corrected. But 7th and 8th is our club championship. And as I mentioned before, we're going to have tee times available for others that just want to come and be a part of it. I tell you what, it's my favorite weekend of the year every year. So there's plenty of room for others. This year, and this is for the Sundowners members, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're not going to book one big house for everybody. And this is Giovanni's hand up in the air. This is Giovanni saying,
What happened there, G?
I'm just not doing it. Okay.
Well-
it's a lot. It's just logistically, it's a lot. And
We got
I also,
Adam sleeping in the closet.
Well, to be honest,
that's just, Adam likes sleeping in closets.
listen, we went through. I researched everything we could think of for Portland, right? And we managed to get that chateau, which, by the way, was amazing.
Is that French?
It's
Truly the nicest Airbnb I've ever stayed in.
it was phenomenal, but we still can't cater to the amount of people we have, as far as like sleeping wise. So I think the idea with Suncadia opens up. If you want to stay in the hotel, that's great. We're still going to rent a house that can be the headquarters for everything. And if you've been to Suncadia before, you can ride your bike back and forth. It's not that crazy. And let kind of people do what they want. It'll still, I know the big thing has been like, we have to always stay in one big house because we lose the air of like our trip. But I think we can recreate that in a different way and people can feel comfortable. So I'm thinking 2 houses that are rented, 8 people in each one of those, whatever it is. And,
Yeah, I just want to kind of leave it as a free for all, because one thing I've learned with this is every year we learn that this weekend is different for everybody. I think for some people this is like their vacation.
Yeah.
And where others like for me, this is it's slotted on the calendar. I'm going to go one way or the other. I don't think of it like I need to maximize this vacation every weekend. So I can be flexible. And so what I want to do is we're going to tell you where it's at, and we're going to let everybody kind of book it how they want. I'll tell you when I'm booking. I'm going to book it in a I'm like my bare minimum is I want a place that can host everybody
Yeah.
for the club championship dinner. And this also allows people to bring their wives if they want to bring their wives. And for all the wives listening, I know Courtney tuned in, Christy was tuned in. I don't know if you're going to like it as much as you think you would have. I know that's a thing, right? It's like, can I bring my wife? It's like, well, you
But I mean,
can.
it's on Kate. It's a beautiful spot. There's other activities to do other than golf.
But let me
There's wine.
forewarn all the wives out there. The club championship has been the same every year for 5 years. We play golf, we get home, we talk about golf. We don't sleep, we talk more about golf. And then we wake up, we talk about golf until we play golf. And then we get home, we celebrate who won golf, and then we continue to talk about golf.
Spoken like a true asshole.
So for all the wives, and I know Amanda's planning on coming. She's going to be there. And any other wives are welcome to come, but just brace yourself. You're not missing out like you thought you did. Okay. But I think what we can with that, it just allows everybody to make the vacation what they want it to be, right? If you want to go and do a couple's spa night, absolutely.
Yeah.
Go do it. Go do it. It doesn't mean
a little bit for missing out on a few
course,
things,
but
but that's all right.
it takes a little heat off.
Yeah.
It takes a little heat off. Like I usually am the one that books it. Jordan booked it in 24. It just takes a little heat off everybody to where you can make it the weekend you want it to be. I'm gonna end up finding a place that can host a handful of others anyway. So that's something that's new coming down. Plus, if this thing's gonna be sustainable, right? If we're doing sundowners when we're 65, I hope to goodness my kids have some memories of sundowners,
Sure.
and in theory, my grandkids have memories of
And
sundowners,
good
right?
memories.
Yeah, like this thing could live on forever, and we can have our families intertwined into it. So, anyhow, that's a very small change, but
But to your credit, though, it's really nothing more than just golf nerds. Like it truly is. I can't think of a year when there's been anything that crazy. It's a bunch of guys that are just want to talk about golf for an amazing amount of time.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
That's what it is. Yep. And I mean, we have like Hope. Hope is Hope's been a sundowner since the beginning, and shout out to Hope. She's kind of a resident low handicapper since she started. She got married. What was it? It was before last club championship, right?
2024.
Or maybe it was 24, so 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So she went off and got married to Tom, and they've got a great marriage now. And I just want this weekend to be something that's, let's face it, we have one girl and a group of 15 other guys. And like, what does it mean? Like, it's not a very comfy thing to be like, yeah, go.
But they both golf. They both golf.
They both
That's
golf.
one thing that means
It's like
they're
spouses can't come, but like I'm gonna go on this golf trip with 15 other guys. It's like, Tom, we love Hope like a sister. Nothing's ever gonna happen, but we respect the fact that Hope probably doesn't want to come if Tom can't come, right? And I just want to open this thing up to where if we all just, let's say we have 4 different places to stay, and next thing you know, we have wives and kids and whoever coming, like we can just make it a big fun thing where we could celebrate all together. So anyhow, that's a small change. That's going to be August 7th and 8th. Most of us will be going probably from August 6th to 9th, which is what I'll be doing.
Which, by the way, don't forget our practice round at Sun Country, which is, if you haven't played that,
shout out Sun Country.
shout out
That's a
Sun
fun
Country.
track.
Hey, we have the Pick Me Up Coffee Company has tuned in from the room next door. I want to give a shout out to the Pick Me Up Coffee Company.
Great.
They
company.
They are
Great.
our only sponsor so far. So anybody that's listening, go to the Pick Me Up Coffee Company. I've got the ad read down.
We got one on Dallas Road.
Yeah.
Right.
Dallas Road, and the other one's on 395 and 27th Avenue, right by the Kennewick Walmart. Best coffee in town. Go to the Pick Me Up Coffee Company. You
On
heard
your
it
way
here
to work,
first.
on your way home from work, for lunch.
So the next thing on the calendar, August 22nd, this is going to be at Wine Valley. This is going to be our Gin Member Championship. So we're calling it the 2026 Member Championship. we do club championships just like everybody else in town, but a little bit different. So I was looking up last year how do the other clubs in town do their club championship, and most of them make it like a weekend event. It's 36 holes, 2 rounds of golf. We do the same thing, but we're doing it all in one day. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, the Sundowners way, is we're going to do 36 holes at Wine Valley. Last year, Kevin Crana had brought his RV and parked it in the parking lot, which I think is
That's
awesome.
the move.
It's,
right there.
it's,
That's the move.
it's reminiscent of some like adult league hockey tournaments I've played in.
Some of the best sunsets too.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's
gorgeous.
wonderful. So we're going to play 36 holes in one day. The first round is going to be on the further up tees. I haven't decided which tees yet, or the back tees, whichever way. We're going to play 2 different tee boxes for the 36 holes. Okay, so if you're going to sign up for a Sundowners Gin membership, you're only on the hook for August 22nd. We're going to play 36 holes. Buckle up, bring a cooler, pack some water, bring a lunch. We're going to play 36 holes in a day to award our club champion for our gin membership. Again, I'm hoping to get those numbers up to 50 plus members. We had 28 last year. So put that on your calendar. Then later on, we have September 26th. Right now, I'm calling this the Sundowners President's Cup team event.
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
I'm only calling it that because last year we called it the Ryder Cup team event. Of course, last year was a Ryder Cup year. This year's a President's Cup year.
Shout out Team Europe.
Quite frankly, I kind of want to rebrand this to our own Sundowners team event thing. So for anybody listening, what we did last year was early in the year, I had texted James and I had texted Dave and Brandon. And I just announced that you guys are the team captains. We're doing a Ryder Cup event. You have all year to figure out your team. There's no rule book. There's no boundaries on who can be on your team and who can't be on your team. And I just let these guys establish their team. This is a Sundowners event, but it's not a Sundowners exclusive event, meaning James was the captain of Team Europe. I was on his team. Matt Hansen was on his team. Joel Larson was on his team. These are guys that are not active Sundowners anymore. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm calling it President's Cup, but I think by the time we get there, it's going to be a Sundowners branded thing. We're going to have 2 captains picking their teams, and we're going to do a President's Cup style event. It's going to happen on the same weekend as the President's Cup. And it's just a fun team event. We're going to, like this last year, we had.
That one came down to the wire.
It did. It came down to a half match that won it for Team USA. It was a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of places we can go with it. James had essentially what he did is he found team uniforms and he made a little Amazon, what do you even call that? Like an Amazon page to where we all knew exactly what to order.
Just an Amazon list, making it easy. Everybody purchase this. Nothing crazy expensive, but
I think I spent like $40 in total.
Yeah, $40. We had a sweater.
I still wear the stuff.
We had
today,
slacks.
So it's like,
it looked great. It was awesome.
even Seth said those pants were good. I mean, a
They're great
$20 pair
pants.
of pants from
Hey,
Amazon,
no
they actually are not bad.
no free ads, but they're great pants.
That means Amazon, right? Everybody knows
Shout out
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah. So we got that September 26th. Honestly, when we had done it, we did I think 12 people aside. But quite frankly, we can make this as big as we want it, right? We can make it 2 teams of 30. It doesn't matter, right? That's going to be at Horn Rapids. I think Horn Rapids is a really fun place for a team event. Horn Rapids.
For sure.
I personally like Horn Rapids because I think it embraces like the Tri-Cities environment, like the agricultural environment.
And I
better
think
than
every
any
year
course.
it's getting better and better.
It is getting
The
better.
greens are great. The fairways are great. What have they done with it? It's amazing.
Also, it's stinking hard, so it
Yep.
makes it fun when you're doing
It
match
makes it
play
big.
stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that September 26th, and then the last event of the year is November 7th. Is the Sundowners Fall Classic. This is kind of our cornerstone event. This is our biggest event of the year. We did it at Wine Valley last year. We're hoping to do it again
How
there.
many people do you guys have for that?
We had 100 golfers.
We had 100 golfers,
100 golfers.
That's phenomenal.
which was awesome.
That's huge.
And big shout out to Brandon Squires for making the connection with Jones there. What a fun treat. They allowed us to like sign a little contract and use their logo in the way we wanted to. That was fun to design.
Big collab.
And then, we're hoping for another collab that's different next year. But, even if it's Jones again, the feedback from that was just insane. So I think everybody enjoyed themselves.
Yeah.
I think that the big thing with these tournaments for us is to do something different and make it player forward. You've heard me say that a lot. Everybody can go to a tournament and play Canyon Lakes. They pay $150.
Mhm.
They lose, they get their crap steak, whatever. And we're
We're all
just,
trapped in that pond.
well, okay.
Yeah, we like Canyon Lakes. This is not an anti-Canyon Lakes podcast.
Fair enough, fair enough. But like, point being is like we want to give back to the players more than just a regular tournament. So
Yeah.
with all the swag and all the prizes, and just invite all walks of life. Which this year,
What James is really saying is our goal with our tournaments is we want to make them a whole lot different than what you're used to getting when you sign up for a tournament. This is not a slide at Canyon Lakes. It's not a slide at Columbia Point. It's not a slide at Indian Canyon and Spokane. It just seems like, as a golfer for most of my adult life, every time you sign up for a tournament, you sign up and you get the same exact thing. You cross your fingers and you hope you win, and you probably don't, and you walk away with a pretty mediocre buffet, and you hope you got closest to the pin.
But do you walk away with friends?
And I
You
think
do.
that's something that anybody that's played in our fall and spring classics, I hope that you would say, you're nodding your head saying, heck yeah, those things are different. And that's our goal when we do our tournaments is my favorite thing about doing the tournaments is I've usually interacted with everybody that's signed up by the time they get there. So when they show up, it's like this moment of like, oh man, it's good to see you. I connect the name to a face,
Gonna
and
put a face to the name for sure.
and that's what we're going to continue to do, and we're hoping to make them bigger and better every year. And we're hoping that when you guys sign up and you pay the registration fee, by the time you show up to the course, it's already paid itself back, right? We're hoping to bring some merch, some cool stuff. We're going to feed you. We're going to give you some drinks. We're hoping that it's a good experience. I mean, right now, like I mentioned, Braden Allmeyer and Monty Allmeyer,
Mhm.
he works with Matt and Dave, but I've never met these guys. They showed up to our first fall classic and they've signed up for every tournament since, and they're buddies of ours now. Jason's another one. I know he's probably still on right now. It's these kinds of things that make these tournaments so fun. Is I personally think they're a heck of a lot different than other tournaments we've done.
That's what you
because
remember.
exactly.
People.
So we're gonna do that again, November 7th, Fall Classic at Wine Valley. I'm hoping it's bigger than the last one, and that's what we've got for Sundowners events in 2026. And I'm hoping that we can keep making this list grow. 2027, we'll have a kids camp in the mix. I'm hoping we have more gin membership events coming up. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff.
I hope selfishly, I hope you forget the American flag again next year. That's been 2 years in a row. Shout out to Giovanni's mail guy, I think.
It was Eric Kaufman,
His mailman.
or sorry, David Kondikoff's friend Eric Kaufman, who was our American flag.
For all the pictures that came back.
I got
from
a
that,
kick out of that. I saw that, over there, and that was hilarious.
It was amazing.
Yep.
It was the best.
So we actually repaid Eric by leaving a package with a hat in it on my front step, because Daniel, his partner, is my mailman. So I texted Daniel saying, "Hey, I got a package for Eric sitting on my doorstep. Next time you hit my route, grab it." That's how we got Eric. That's how we got Eric paid back on that.
It was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
Jason's on here saying, "Hell of an introduction. Thanks, Jimmy." Jason, I appreciate you tuning in, man. I'll never forget when we were at Zintel doing that Sixes tournament, and first time we met. And you're like, "Man, I love your podcast. I appreciate your feedback. I'm glad you tuned in." And all the listeners. We don't have a lot of them.
Jason Walters, good friend of mine. Man, what a hobbyist. You name something and he's into it. He also brought his camera with him during Fall Classic. Got some great pictures. Thank him for that. But ever since we've mentioned this and gone into all the ins and outs of it, he's a diehard. So shout out to you, Jason.
I see Danielle Krasner tuned in. Danielle,
You're a Saint.
I want to give a shout out to
Legend.
you. I also want to remind you that we are doing the Sundowners Club Championship in Bandon Dunes in 2030. Your husband always says
That's enough time.
he's working on it, air quotes, working on it. And we all know that means he just means he hasn't told you yet. So I want you to hear it from us first, that the Club Championship 2030 Bandon Dunes. I recommend everybody to get a high yield savings account. Put $50 a month in there. By the time we get to 2030, you're going to have plenty money saved up to be able to handle a trip to Bandon Dunes. So thank you for tuning in, Danielle. We love you. And that's all I got there. So
I just got to give a shout out to the podcast. What you, Giovanni, and Matt have done with this over the last year, it's been amazing. It's one of my favorite podcasts. I tune in every time you guys post, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, I always tell people it's funny when we usually upload every Monday night. And so 9:30, 10 o'clock is usually when it goes live. I usually wake up to go to work and I already have a listen, and I know it's Matt. It's been fun. I've learned a lot. We one thing that me and Matt committed to was just the commitment. That was all we said. Every Monday we're going to do it. So it's been fun. I'm excited for this this golf season because we usually do 2 podcasts a week once the golf season hits. We're doing preview pods for majors, recap pods for majors. James has been a huge help. He gives us a bunch of advice as we go along. James knows a lot more about this stuff than I do. So as you guys can see, my podcast studio has grown from just a work desk
You're doing
to
good, man.
a second desk, and
You and Matt both.
it's been fun.
It's been fun to listen to.
Appreciate it.
A lot of really exciting stuff. I hope everybody's excited about it. Like I said, the 2027 thing is going to be incredible, and I can't wait to talk more about that. It's hard not to speak about it, but
It's hard to talk about that when we're talking about 2026. But
I
I
know,
mean, that's
I know.
how fast the thing is growing, and everything comes with growing pains. But you guys have managed that very well.
Yeah.
It's been fun to be a part of.
I know I saw Drew, who is the operations manager. He's one of the guys over at Zintel. I know he tuned in for a little bit, so hopefully he listens
Shout out
later in the
Zintel, too.
podcast. Drew and I chatted a little bit when we went and played our One Club Challenge. They got a lot of cool stuff going on at Zintel, so I don't know if we can squeeze them in for 26. But Drew, if you're listening, I hope we can work together
They're
and try to
doing
get.
great things over there.
Yeah, I mean
It's
the only
way
reason we
better than it was.
the only reason we couldn't play on Thursdays there was they do I think it was a kids thing they do.
yeah, we had to really reach for the 25 season. At one point, it looked like we were going to play like 2 courses. Like I said earlier in the pod, I think that golf has grown and it's getting a new, usership. It's not the right word, but it's golf clubs and golf courses are trying new things, and so wherever we fit into that, we're an asset. So to any golf course that we're trying to work with, we want to be an asset to what you're doing.
Yep.
And we will bring the people. I mean, that's what we're trying to
That's
do.
the thing. You're not a hindrance. You're an asset for sure. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, so for Drew, Quinnell over at BlackRock, Bo, I don't know if Bo Walker ever tuned in over at Columbia Point. Levi was on last week at Sun Willows. We got to get someone plugged in from Canyon Lakes, but really all we're asking is if you can slot us in for 2 weeks in the summer on a Thursday night. I think we have a big runway to grow with this thing, and with the kids camps and the tournaments and the summer league, I think we have a lot of room to really collaborate with some of our local courses and try to make this golf community something we want it to be, which is something that we're already doing right now. So
We've also been able to make Meadow Springs work, and that's been huge.
Yeah.
All the guys that helped us out, Stewie and Mattila and a few other people that I'm
Madeline.
Matala, yeah, for the record. Called him the wrong name for 20 years until I started dating his cousin.
But it's an asset. It's something we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep growing and building, and so help us do that.
All right, well, I think we'll wrap this up. This Instagram live thing's been kind of fun. It seems like
Tuning in.
since we started, it seems like we've had at least 4 people at any given moment. So
We'll take it.
Uh,
We'll take it.
appreciate everybody tuning in. This has been fun. This is going to go live as a podcast as soon as we're done here, so you can tune in anywhere you listen to podcasts. It's called the Sundowners Golf Club Podcast. Check us out, and look forward to more stuff to come.
Thanks, guys. Happy holidays. Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
Happy birthday, Matt.
Hey, happy birthday, James.
Yeah, we got 2 New Year's babies over here.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll talk soon.